Hi, I'm Jane from Beyond the Empty Nest, Rediscover You. Welcome to this live video. It's lovely to have you here. So I'd like to talk about worry. Is worrying about your kids making you miserable? Somebody posted in the group about this, so I thought I would address it in this video. So are you living with anxiety and worry constantly? Are you living without fear? And how is that feeling for you? Our feelings. We become almost comfortably uncomfortable. We're so used to having this thing that we're living with. But actually, how is it affecting you? Because when we're comfortably uncomfortable, we don't, we're not kind of prompted to make any changes. And we carry on. But once we realize what's going on, it can help us then to think, actually, no, I want to move on. So how does it feel to live without fear? And I've lived with acute anxiety. I know what it's like to live with. So it can affect you on so many levels. You know, maybe knots in your stomach, maybe a churning stomach sometimes. Not maybe all the time, but there's certain times when your thoughts come in and you feel that lurch in your stomach. You feel there's a constant knot there. Maybe a feeling of heaviness around your heart, or feeling weighed down, tension in your shoulders, in your neck, in your back. You're having problems, you're having problems there with your back. Maybe your neck feels stiff, your shoulders ache. That can all come from holding that emotion there, that worry, that anxiety. Maybe you feel exhausted. You just feel tired because you're carrying it around with you. Maybe you are struggling to sleep. Maybe you can't sleep. Maybe worries are keeping you awake at night. Or maybe you are sleeping too much. You just want to sleep to get away from these thoughts, these feelings. Maybe your digestive system is struggling. Our digestive system is so sensitive, isn't it, to how we feel in that way. And I know the risk of talking about bowel movements, but when I was at my height of my anxiety, I didn't open my bowels for 2 weeks. I was holding that in. Is that affecting you? Or maybe the other way. Maybe you need to go to the toilet too much. Maybe you can't eat. Maybe you're comfort eating. Maybe you're eating the wrong thing, eating too much. All of these physical symptoms can be a result of holding on to that anxiety, that fear that you're living with. And yet, maybe it's become so familiar, you're kind of just getting on with it. Maybe it's affecting your mind, having trouble thinking clearly, or making decisions, concentrating. Maybe it's making you a little bit irritable. Maybe you're on a short fuse. Maybe it's affecting your relationships, your job. Maybe you find it really hard to stop these thoughts that are whirring around in your head. These negative thoughts. Maybe your thoughts are negative, a bit of creating catastrophic scenarios in your head, and you just can't stop these thoughts going round and round in your head. You can't get away from it. You can't get away from our heads unless we're asleep, or we try and numb it with other behaviours that we've talked about in other videos, eating, drinking, and watching TV, and just feeling compulsion to do these things because we've just got going round in our heads. There's no peace of mind. And your feelings, how do you feel? That anxiety, that fearfulness. and it's making you feel down and depressed, affecting your confidence, sucking the life out of you, unable to enjoy life, unable to have fun. It's maybe affecting your ability to, maybe affecting your friendships, affecting your ability to go out and enjoy yourself. So it could be having a massive impact. Maybe, maybe you're run down, and do you ever feel sometimes that you're getting all the bugs going, all the bugs and colds and illnesses that go around? You always get them because you're run down. Your body is under stress. And we often blame these things on, I'm getting older, we've got a fuzzy brain, it's the menopause, and often, and these things do affect us. Thank you, Kerry. Often these things do affect us, the menopause, and but we don't. Sometimes we blame these things, and actually, if we're carrying around fear and worry, it can be that's really making you ill. And it does make us ill. And we say, don't we, we're sick with worry, because these things, they make us ill. And I've been in that place. I know what it's like to have that worry and that anxiety. And it's no way to live. It is like having that life sucked out of you. It's no way to live. And it kind of feels natural though, doesn't it, to worry? Because our kids, our children, they were physically part of us. And it feels like they're still physically part of us, doesn't it? It feels like their pain is our pain. And especially if our kids are in a difficult situation, it feels like the most natural thing in the world to worry about our kids. And our instinct is to protect our children. It's the way it is. But I think what happens is that we equate worry with caring. We equate worry with loving our children. So we sort of think, don't we, that the more we love our children, the more we're going to worry about them. So worrying is equal to loving and caring. And if we didn't worry about our children, maybe we feel, well, we don't care enough. We don't. But that is false. That is a false thought. It's a thought that you've told yourself. It's a thought that maybe society has ingrained within us. It's not the case. You don't have to worry to love your children. And I'll explain a little bit more, later on in the video, how actually that's not doing them any favours. So equating worry with love is false. It's not the case. And actually, I saw some research somewhere that said 90% of the things that we worry about, might have even been higher than that, but 90% of the things that we worry about never happen. They never happen. Just think about that for a moment. So we are spending time creating thoughts in our head. We're frightening ourselves, aren't we? We're creating horror stories in our head and then believing it and worrying about it, when the chances are that it won't happen. And yes, if things do happen, and life, difficult things happen, challenges happen, but if things do happen, then we deal with them. But 90% or more of the things that we're telling ourselves may happen are not going to happen. And it's almost like we're living that as though it's happened. We're experiencing the emotion, the worst case scenario, and we are experiencing the emotion of that worst case scenario. It's not going to happen. The chances are that it's not going to happen. So we're making ourselves think like that, and we're making ourselves ill. So, doing this to yourself is definitely not advisable. You know this, you know it's not good for you to do this, it's no way to live. But sometimes I think we kind of feel a bit like we've put ourselves on the line for our kids. So there might be a feeling that even though you're going through this, you're doing it for your kids because you love them so much and you're putting yourself on the line for your kids. So let's look at that then. What function is this worry serving for your kids? Is it helping them? What is the message that you are giving to your kids through this worry? Because they will know, they will pick it up from you when anytime they talk to you, you know, whatever messages come through between the two of you, they will know that worry, they will pick it up. And what is the message that you're giving them through that worry? You know, are you giving them the message that you don't believe that they've got the resources to sort things out? You don't trust in their ability, their intelligence, their resilience? Is that what you're saying through this worry? I don't believe that you can do this, so I am worrying myself into sickness because I don't believe that. I know that you don't think that, and nobody's consciously giving that message, but that isn't the message that you're giving when you worry about your children. They pick that up instinctively. Otherwise, if you believed in them, why would you be worrying so much? And the other thing that you're probably doing is that they sense that you worry, they're less likely to open up to you, they're less likely to talk to you, they're less likely to seek guidance from you because they know how much you worry. So in that way, you're pushing them away because they love you. And the last thing they want for you is to see you worrying about them. So they won't open up to you. If they would anyway, they might not anyway, but there's less chance that they would open up to you because they don't want to see you. So it's not helping you, it's not helping your kids, it's disempowering you, but it's disempowering them. You're disempowering. And you know, we think that it's our job to keep our kids safe. It's not. Would you want your kids to stay in a small life, you know, wrapped in cotton wool, never extending themselves, never going beyond their comfort zone, never learning? We don't want that, do we? It's not our job to keep our kids safe. Now, when they're tiny babies, yes, it's our job to keep our kids safe. But as they grow, it's our job, and especially as they become adults, it's our job to help them live their authentic life, to help them to tune in to their inner guidance, to become resilient. That is our job as parents, to help our children to do that. You know, if you think about it, you remember when your kids learned to walk, they had to fall down many times, or they learned to do anything. They had to fail to learn how to do it. If you had held their hand the whole time, they would never have learned to walk. They would never, if you had done everything for your kids all the time, they would never have learned to do it. They had to fail to learn to do it. So you had to know, and you did know, when to let go of their hand. You had to learn to let go of their hand so that they could do it themselves, so that they could develop the skills to do it themselves. And now is the time you have to know to let go of their hand. And what I mean by that is to let go of the worry. to let go of the worry, because the way to teach them is to let them fail. Thank you, Kerry. So hard, I know, but it's to let them fail, to let them find their way, and to be a role model. They are your role model. Sorry, you, I got that wrong way around. You are their role model. So imagine if the best thing that you can do for your kids is to live your authentic life, to tune into your joy, to live courageously, to live by your inner guidance. And by you doing that, you are a role model to them, and they see you doing that. So they see that, that's their role model. A role model, isn't it? Somebody we look to, somebody we emulate, somebody we admire, somebody we want to be like. And they want to be like you when you're living in this place. And when they know that you have absolute faith in them, that you have that faith in them and that self-belief, they will feel that. And yes, they might have to fall over a few times, but they will learn. And if they need your guidance and if they need your help, they may well ask for it, they may not. And we deal with these situations as they come up. But your worry, it's not helping you and it's not helping them. Now, I know this is probably you're thinking, well, that's easier said than done. How do I let go of this worry? Because it becomes a groove in our minds, a way of thinking, a habit pattern. And it's so deep and it's so ingrained that we feel like we haven't got control over that. But we have, and there are so many ways that we can take control. I did it, and it wasn't easy, you know, and I'm still on the journey, but I stepped out of that place of fear and anxiety into my strength, into my self-belief. And you can too. But it takes, first of all, you know, it might be you need some help to do that, and I can help you. But it also takes you being willing to step out and be courageous and make that change and do those things that you need to do to change. And I think sometimes when it gets to the point, we don't ask for help until it gets to that point that it's too much. But ask for help for yourself and ask for help for your kids. On behalf of your kids, work on yourself and be that role model. You know, so I know that if you are ready to step up and be courageous, and if you are willing to make that change, and you're willing to do what it takes, if you're ready, I can help you. We can work together, but only if you're ready for that. So if you're ready to step into your authentic self, live your joy, tune into your inner guidance, and be that amazing role model for your kids, then message me. You can click on any of my pictures, on any of my posts, it'll take you through to my page. Message me and let's talk. Let's arrange to talk, and I can get you results that I've got my clients. So I look forward to hearing from you, brave, beautiful women. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Kerry, for being with me on this call. And I wish you lots and lots of love. Thank you.